Now, first of all, why do growth tech companies use non-GAAP, and why is that used for the basis of the management incentives, the analysts, the investment community? We all look at that number, and the reason why we do that is because it's essentially a better representation of the engine room of their earnings capabilities moving forward, right? And why is that? Because it essentially takes out the non-cash components, things like legal settlements, most importantly, the stock-based compensation, which is a huge debate. Often, the bears love to point towards the fact that these high growth tech companies, they pay their staff often in stock, and therefore inflate their earnings via the non-GAAP accounting practices. Unjustifiably. That's the bear argument. It's been that I've seen that argument presented probably for 10 years now, right? And the reason why it's accepted and it's done is because it does remove the non-cash items. It also it just gives a clearer understanding of the real core. Because if you add all the cash items are accounted for. So, and GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles, is what that acronym stands for, is a traditional, very, very meticulous, old school, if you will, accounting practice, right? Which accounts for every single line item. But it was designed back in the days when we had very simple, when the companies were not, we didn't have these high growth tech companies paying their staff in stock and all these other things, right? So the world has changed dramatically over the last 10, 20 years. And so the accounting practices have changed with it, and the acceptance of these by the investment community, the analysts, and the companies themselves. So it's very interesting. And you might ask, if you look at traditional GAAP, accounting for a company like Snowflake, they made a loss, and there's a significant difference between that and the profit they're reporting on the non-GAAP basis. And it's a fair question, but unfortunately there is nuance to this, but that is the way it's done. Now I've got another minute in this video, so I'm just gonna finish by focusing on this point.